Welcome to another episode of the After the Whistle podcast. My name is Smyly, joined by Gelder and Crack. Yet again, we are apologizing for another long, unexpected break. But see, I'm even tired of all these apologies for going on breaks and stuff. But me, all I want to talk we say, we already people know that there's a lot going on. But once they make the breaks more annoying for you people, be say, every other podcast go on break, nothing will happen though. We alone we will go on break. Man United fired my manager, Chelsea fired my manager, Real Madrid fired my manager, AFCON drama, plenty things. So now it look like we've missed so much, we've missed so many things. We know, like, we say we go on a break for a very, very long time, but so many things just they happen that it just they pile up and then they make you more agitated. Because I don't know who else they go on break and all these crazy things they happen. But Charlie, we are back. What can we say? Better late than never. So Charlie, my God, how's it good?
Charlie, I'm good. Happy New Year to our listeners. We not say we go out chair, but Charlie, boys to grow. We boys get this for true. So, hey,
Hey.
Yeah, here we go
for the
again.
people on audio, Crack come in full Shatawale gear. So
This balaclava you go where? Why?
Charlie Crack also. It's gonna be a dangerous episode. The way it is
Sub-Zero.
Inshallah. Arsenal fans, don't watch this episode.
So Charlie, as Cracker said, we jump right into it, and obviously we are going to start with Arsenal against Man United, where Man United just handed Arsenal their first home defeat of the season. Charlie, as you can see me there, like I've not been able to stop smiling since the full-time whistle. So, and as somebody who has been supporting the club, that under our previous manager who was fired, like I was talking about, United didn't win back-to-back games in a year. Now a new manager comes, a new caretaker manager comes. In his first 2 games, he's beaten the top 2 in the league. Like, there's so many things being said right now about Carrick. Some of us, we are trying not to get carried away because we've seen these things happen before. Not under Amorim, because he be the one manager who no gets new manager bounce. But we've seen Ole come and get a new manager bounce. Actually, when you think about it, it just be Ole who get a new manager bounce like that too. Because Ten Hag lost his first 2 games. Amorim came and drew against Ipswich. So, like, Ragnick, I don't even count he own because I don't even remember. I think he drew us. He wasn't. He didn't win his first 2 games. I think he won 1. He drew 1 or something. So, new manager bounces aren't as common to Man United fans as it may seem. So, Charlie, make a start with Crack. How are you feeling right now? Are we giving a job to Amorim? Are we trying to keep ourselves level-headed? Because that since my tongue won't talk, where my brain is stop.
Correct yourself.
What do they mean by give the job to Amorim?
He mentions your name.
Hey,
correct yourself.
Crack. Hey, I said, Carrick. Give the job to Carrick.
Why we go give the job to Crack?
See, I'm excited. Not my fault. I also make very rusty. Crack. How do you feel about Carrick? Carrick.
Honestly, let him sign the contract today. Give it to Michael Carrick. Give it to Michael Carrick today. Give him 2 years, 1 year review, subject to performance. See, give him a 2 years contract right now and review after a year.
You get another sermon for us.
Not now. When it's confirmed, you will hear for us. Don't worry. I'm consulting the gods. I say give it to Michael Carrick right now. Like, people don't understand that when we say these things, it's not like we are, just caught in the moments. Yes. I know once we start playing Champions League, or Carrick has come in the time where we are playing once a week and all those things, right? But it goes beyond just the number of times you play in a week. When you have a legend that has done his time, right? Yes, he hasn't coached a big club and all, but he still left United unbeaten. in a short spell. He has come back and he's still unbeaten. He went to Middlesbrough. He transformed the team and all of those things. What happened was he lost players to injuries and also he started losing and all of that. But under Ole, he was the coach. Ole was the manager. He was the one training them on the pitch with the tactics and all of those things. And you can see it in most of our big matches and so on. But yes, things didn't go on well because his last season became more of a Ronaldo fair, which I do understand. When Ole was sacked, he took over in his 3 games. He didn't lose, right? So when you have somebody that understands the club, that is a good coach, that the players respect, sometimes it's more than enough. Why can't we give it to him when we had Zidane move from Madrid junior side to the main to the senior team when he hadn't done anything? Why can't we do that when we saw Pep Guardiola from Barca B to the first team? Why can't we take a chance on him? If you look at the coaches that right now everybody is talking about, that they are going to say that, hey, the coaches on the market, more names. Why? What has the big coaches done for us? The only coach that won trophies for us was Mourinho. It still ended badly. We have a very young team, whether people like it or not. Averagely, we are signing young. Yeah, I'm serious. You can go and check our this one. If you take Casemiro, I'm serious. Take Casemiro and Luke
Bruno.
Shaw out. Casemiro,
Casemiro,
Bruno,
Luke
and Luke
Shaw
Shaw.
and Bruno.
Maguire.
If you add Maguire, you did add Maguire 6'4". It's 60% young. Go to our bench. You might not observe. You've not observed. Go check my Mason Mount top 30. Go check Mason Mount, Shesko. The players and they want a bench. Mason Mount, Shesko. Even this guy Ugati. Go check all of them at my ages, right? When this guy came, like when Sir Jim took over, they were looking at a long-term project. So if you study, we know they buy anybody will be 25 and above, right? And that is the trajectory they'll still be on. So you need somebody that they grew up watching, somebody they respect, somebody that can like understand player management and profiling. That is, you see what Xavi Alonso faced at Madrid, right? If you come and you want to be too tactical, sometimes that is not what helps in big uh, teams like mega teams like Man United and Madrid and so player management, player profiling, knowing when to select this team and all, being fluid, being flexible, not my way or no way you not really want anything. People talk about Fergie, they give Fergie time. Look, Fergie's track record before coming to United, Fergie still struggled. They believed in Fergie. Fergie started winning before he took over United and everything was going through Fergie. People like to pick and choose the part of history they love and they want to focus. But every club still has a DNA. I know people will talk about NR United DNA and this one, but every club has a DNA. DNA moving kids from academy to the senior team, giving them time, building them up, giving them, motivating them, and not just selling them, pushing them away, and blah blah blah, and measuring them. Carrick can walk into the dressing room because he has the respect and he can tell you, bro, I've done it, I've been here. Listen to me. Halftime, you see him talking to the player that he didn't start. Full time, you see him talking, doing this. And sometimes those are the things I need. Not calling your players out in press conference, saying that all your players are no good. You need certain type of player to play this particular formation. Then you win ego match. You play 4-back, you win, then you go back to 5-back because you want to prove a point. No, those things. Bro, it doesn't help. Mourinho's time, one thing that went against Mourinho was recruitment. Mourinho finished second the next season and give him Dalot or somebody else or like that. They didn't give him proper players. He wanted to move on from Martial and things. The club was like, nah, they want to have Martial and things. It became a player coach struggle. So in Mourinho, I don't really talk about his time a lot. A lot of things went wrong. That management was different. Even this management, in as much as I don't even believe in them, but the recruitment has been top notch. So when Amorim, you have such a team of talented players. Listen, the second top goal scorer last season, you have the second and third. Or if correct me if I'm wrong, Mbuemo was second, right? And I think,
I think
okay, whatever they say,
Mbumu was second, and then Cunha was, I think,
Kuna was
fourth or
fourth
so.
or fifth. Like either they were top 5, right? They buy those players for you, and you are still shouting, and you still prefer to have an extra man in midfield to defend against who? Your father. Even when we are chasing games, you bring an extra defender on. Defender for defender. Every game, defender for defender, defender for defender, defender for defender. You think Dogu's injury, if it was Amorim, Seshko would have come on? No, he would have brought Mazrouari to come and still play 5 back. That is crazy. You see, in-game management is important. Man management is important. Nobody said tactics is not important, but when you dwell too much, follow these players, when you come and do tactics, my way of not always, you might lose them. And you can't lose them. Playing your most creative player in central midfield, Bruno Fernandes. Why? He should be the one chasing other central midfielders. Like so many things, and Carrick is just doing the basics right. He has brought experience in Steve Holland and things, surrounded himself with that. But the most important thing is having a combination of being a man manager and a coach as well. Not many people have that. So me, I commend him for what he has done in a short while because I haven't seen this in a long while. Yes, you might say that sky high or everything is going like cause we are winning it. But it's beyond that. We know how we suffered. We know what we've seen. Right? Yes, I'm all for at the end of the season, they should assess all the coaches and make the right choice. But bro, if he continues like this, gets us into the Champions League, it will be hard to not go with him. It will be hard for you not to give him a chance. Because our team, I always say that this team, bad though. We've recruited well. Oh. We just need a couple more, a couple of more players in certain positions. Then we are okay. Casemiro is going. We need to buy another DM. We need to buy another CM. We need to buy another attacker. Because Zexi too be going. Ugarte will sell him. We need to buy two midfielders. Go back to the defense. We have a good defense. Maybe if Maguire, we don't retain him. I want us to keep Maguire. I want us to keep Maguire. But if we don't keep him, we need another centre back. So petty things. And we are okay. Because having Belmo, having Cunha, having Bruno, having Ahmad, to be frank, how many teams in the Premier League can compete against this attack? It's not about me being a United fan. Just check the league. How many people them are front 3? Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno. Add Ahmad. I will Sheshko is still new, so I'll put Sheshko out. But we have Cunha and Mbeumo who have Premier League experience and they are good players in the Premier League. How many people can compete? How many people can say that? Mbeumo, first United player to score against the 4 out of the Big 6 teams in his first season. All this that you get there, you say you want extra man in midfield, extra defender in midfield. To do what? Are you a criminal? Who is chasing you? Foolish coach.
So for me, I want to touch a bit on the game itself because it was even though in the first half, people might say that United didn't play that well because truly we didn't see much of the ball in the first half. Arsenal were pinning us back, but I think there was an element of controlled pressure to it because there are other games or there are previous times when we win games like this and it's more of the keeper just keeping us in the game, making saves left and right and all of that. But in this case, Arsenal, even though they were dominant in terms of possession, they didn't actually create that much. I think in the whole first half, their only shot on target was the goal, which was an own goal or something. So like it may seem like they were just bombarding us with something, but when you actually look at things, they weren't creating much, particularly from open play. And in the second half, it got even more apparent when they started purposely trying to win corners. Like then get close to the corner side, then just try to take the ball, hit your player, them leg, then just take win some corner. Like Arsenal, yes, they scare me in a lot of ways, but I think they still have a lot to work on in terms of their open play. But this title, I mean, we've been saying it for a long time that this title is theirs to lose because there's nobody else really trying to win it. Man City are just not good enough. And apart from Man City, there's like a gap between Arsenal, Man City, and the rest at the moment. So it's more of they are just going to take it by default rather than win it in the way that we've seen other teams win it. But yeah, like Crack said, it was very refreshing to not see a centre back coming on at the 70th minute for no reason. Like standard, every game you see a centre back being brought on for another centre back. It's not even really much of a tactical change or a shift or anything. It's just like bringing on one body for another body. You don't really see the change that it brings into the game. So all these things have like we've suffered for a year. It's very refreshing to see all of these things. One thing that I'm just enjoying the most is seeing Menu back in the team. Remember that at the point where Amorim was fired, Menu hadn't started a league game in this season, and that alone is a very crazy thing to think about when you're talking about somebody who started a Euros final at the age of 19 and now there's a manager who is telling you that he's not good enough to even play more than 45 minutes. Like he made it seem like if Menu plays even just half of a match, we are going to be opened up. There's going to be no protection for the defense. Like he tried to gaslight us about Menu in so many ways. And now you're seeing how much Carrick values his contribution to the team. Because one thing Menu does that not many other people in our team can do is that he's able to receive the ball under pressure and lay it off to people who are not under pressure. And that thing alone gives you so much relief when you are being pressed very hard by another team. So these are things that people might not value because everybody just looks at midfielders in the context of this guy, he be serious ball winner. He's a tackler. He wins plenty balls. This guy, he they assist, he they score. So the people who are kind of in the middle, people don't really put a lot of value on them because like they don't really do anything that is tangible in their eyes that shows up on the stat sheets. They are not giving goals, they are not giving assists, they are not being the recording 10 interceptions a game and all of that stuff. But Menu does one of those very important jobs that just goes unnoticed in the team. So I'm very happy that Carrick actually sees the importance in what Menu does. Casemiro to had a good game as usual. Casemiro is one of the people who I've always stood behind it because Charlie, the quality that he's brought to us since he came, like I can't think of many players who could have done such a job. And I'm saying this because earlier this week it was announced that he's going to be leaving the club at the end of the season. His contract is not going to be renewed, and they're not going to be triggering the 1 year extension option in the contract. And for me, like when I think about the number of midfielders who we've signed, at least in the last 10 years, I can only think of maybe Bruno and Casemiro who have come and done like who have proven their worth to us. He's just been a quality addition. His leadership, the way he wins balls, particularly aerially, like in defense. When we are facing corners, basically, he wins so many balls that goes unappreciated. So it's one of the things that is even going to cause a huge problem for us when he leaves because he wins so many balls for us. And like it even takes me to this conversation about teams always wanting to sign young players and not putting value on players who have gone beyond a certain age because you see, like once you've passed 28, 29, you are washed. There's nothing else you can bring. But looking at what Casemiro has brought to us in the 4 years that he's been here, and I look around the league and see all the big money midfield signings, there are not many who I can say have done a better job than Casemiro. And the ones who have done a decent job, like there are some who have come in and out. For you to do it for 4 years, like I just want teams to stop looking at long-term planning and all of that all the time. Sometimes look at the present, what someone can bring to you in the present. I don't think it's a coincidence that after Casemiro came, we broke our 6-year trophy drought. And I think he even scored in the game where we broke the drought. That was the Carabao Cup final. So shout out to Casemiro. Like, I really, really appreciate the job he's done for us. Maguire, these 2 games against Man City and Arsenal, he's been very, very good. Even though he's somebody who I've not been his biggest fan, but now. Like I'm beginning to appreciate more and more the job he does. Like I don't mind him staying on if it's on lower wages and he accepts that he's just a squad player. But he did a good job. Lisandro Martinez to his passing out from the back, the way he eases pressure on the defense is just incredible to see. Like it was just a good performance all around. And in Bomo, for example, I wouldn't say he's done exceptionally well in the past two games against Man City and Arsenal, but he still scored in those two games. And one thing about him is that he's super efficient in front of goal. Like once he gets a big chance, you know that like 80% of the time he's going to score. And there are not many attacking signings that we've made that are like that. A lot of the attacking signings we've made is either they are very young players who are still trying to find their feet and they become a struggle, or they are just not output machines. Mbumo is an output machine. If you're talking about technical ability, dribbling, and all of that, Ahmad is above him. But when it comes to just output, efficiency, and all of that, like you wouldn't find many players who are better than him. So I'm just happy that like we are diversifying the type of attackers we sign. It's not always that we go and look for flashy players. Sometimes the people who just do a job are good enough for what you're trying to do. Cunha too, he came on against Man City. He had an impact when he came off the bench. Today too, he had a very huge impact by scoring the winning goal. And I knew that he was probably going to make an impact if he comes off the bench because he's one of those players who you can just tell that he hates being on the bench. So the moment he comes on, he's just trying to impress and trying to prove the manager wrong. I didn't think, even though I knew he was going to make an impact off the bench, I couldn't have imagined what he actually came to do. Like that was a super goal, brilliant goal. And it's not something that is a fluke for him because last season he was the player who scored the most goals from out of the box. So this is something that he's known to do. So I'm just happy that like I'm seeing a manager who is profiling his players well. He's not putting square pegs in round holes. He's not forcing fullbacks to play center back and wingers to play right wing back. Like sometimes we keep saying this thing. Sometimes football is more simple than these managers make it seem. Like sometimes just put players in the right position and give them the chance to just show off their strengths. It's not every day I'm trying to demand more from you than me. Like I want to put you in a difficult situation so that you can prove yourself and all of that. Sometimes Charlie just puts me in the right situation where I can flourish and show my skill set. That'll be all. That's just all we're asking for. So yeah, it was a really good like it was. I wouldn't say it was a really good performance in terms of the fact that like we struggled to keep the ball in a lot of areas of the pitch. Like in the first half, I think as at like I think the 30th minute or something, we were yet to complete a pass in the final third. So in that regard, like I wouldn't say it was a really good performance. The Man City performance was a really good performance. This one was a good performance, but considering the fact that we were playing Arsenal away, you can't really expect much. You were never going to dominate Arsenal at home. So just for the fact that we've won, that one there is enough for me. And like Krak was saying, like me, I'm just trying not to get carried away with this whole Carrick thing because again, it's very easy to draw the parallels with Ole and how he also started. Even though in Ole's start, I would say that he didn't beat any top team, and that is new manager bounce run, apart from the PSG in the Champions League. But in the league, I think in the league, he won, what was it, 12 of his first 13 or 11 of his first four. Like, he won a lot of games. But the biggest team he beat in that run was Tottenham. Tottenham, Van Gelder, he will tell me all about Tottenham and how they feel about them and their reputation. Nobody they downplay Tottenham and hate on Tottenham past Van Gelder. So that was the biggest team he beat in the league in that run. The PSG, like if we are being honest, there was a huge element of luck in terms of the penalty that we got. And like these two performances, I don't want to get carried away and say it's the best performance I've seen in this number of years or whatever. But it's like it's a long time since. First of all, in any case, Arsenal, I don't think we've beaten Arsenal at the Emirates in over 6 years or something. So that one alone will tell you. In fact, since the Mourinho days, Mourinho was the last person to beat Arsenal at the Emirates. So that should tell you how long ago it was. So when we are talking about how good of a result it is, it's not like we are just saying it out of anything. Like there's actual statistics to prove that we've not done this in a while. So yeah, like amazing results, and I'm just uh, eager to see how we carry on from here, because sometimes, like I keep saying, you don't, the big games, as much as it's a good result in the big games, sometimes there's also an element of self motivation from the players. It's really against like the mid-table clubs who are very strong that sometimes you really see where you are. Next up, we have Fulham, who are also one of those strong mid-table teams that can be very tricky. So I'm eager to see how we take that one. Maybe that one will tell me more about the team than these two results. So I'm just trying my best to stay level-headed, but at the moment things are really looking positive. But Van Gelder, we've been dick riding for too long. We want to hear what somebody from the outside thinks about Man United at the moment, because you cannot deny that these are two impressive results.
No, very, very impressive results. I think last week results really, really impressed me. And again, I don't know which part of that is tactics, which part of that is just players motivated to show they are better than they've been, asked to be. But nobody can deny that last week, especially against Manchester City, it was very impressive. Like you didn't you battered them. Like City had less than one XG. It was it was it was like I was like, hey,
They said that was
ah,
the lowest XG defeats that Pep has had in his time in England.
that's how you know that United were very, and it could have been worse. I think Kofi tweeted, shout out Kofi tweeted. I think he tweeted that Carrick coached the 5-0. So for him, anything
Even
and
true, even
and I
true.
don't dispute because he had what, like two or three offside goals, two or three
Yeah,
goals
and even the
disallowed,
last one was very shaky, but
was
we
very
go take
shaky.
that
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So for me, I think that was very impressive. But today, um, I'm glad because when you tell Arsenal fans that they are not that good, they don't like to hear it because they don't like the truth. And for a team that is hailed as the best team in England, the best team in Europe, and they probably arguably are, right? They are not that, like, you watch them and you are like, is it an off day? But then that is how they play almost all the time, so you can't really tell. When 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 they went 1-0 up, I expected that they would kick on and kind of basically take you guys to the sword, right? And get a second, and then become comfortable and take it up from there. But they weren't. They were prodding and like trying to do something, but not really. Then you equalize, and then you had, even though statistically they won't call it big, you had three big chances after you equalized before the halftime, and so it's a bit of a, for me, it's a bit of a shock. Like, okay, they've equalized, and they that were not, playing without the ball are the ones that created the more impressive chances. Then it gets to the second half, and what a finish by Dogo, by the way. Really, really nice goal. I don't know. Maybe he's actually not a wing back and he's a left wing guy.
You,
He's been
you know,
misprofiled
you know,
because
actually, actually, the manager of his former team in Italy, I've even forgotten which team he came from, but
Lecce.
Lecce, he actually said that Dogu is a winger. He's a right winger,
A right winger.
and
Yeah.
yes, he said you see his quality the best when he plays as a winger. So he doesn't understand why United are using him more as a defense, left back, and whatever. So I don't know what scouting reports we used to sign him,
But the
or how
scouting report,
Amorim profiled
everybody,
him.
I
Yeah.
remember this because Chelsea fans at the time kept saying that he says his idol is Hazard and he was a Chelsea fan. So instead of buying Hato or one of these other left backs we wanted to buy, we should rather go for him. And that Man United have picked up a generational left back. So it's a bit tough for me because if everybody in the game knows you as a left back, and it's just your manager, your previous manager that knows you as a winger, then it's a toss up. But we know as a left back, he's not good. That at least we can put that to bed. That as a defender, he's not good. But as a winger, I think that he's playing really, really well, getting into the right spaces. He's very good in like tight combinations and whatnot. And the goal was really, he took the goal really well. And then Arsenal just, I don't know, every 4 seconds they want a corner, every 4 seconds. And I really, really dislike the way they play their corners, where they crowd out the goalkeeper, where they kind of like push and shove. I remember when they played Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at Stamford Bridge, their first goal. That's exactly what they did. I'm not disputing that Robert Sanchez fluffed the ball, but he fluffed the ball because what's his name? Trossard had his elbow at his back, but VAR didn't say anything for some weird reason. If Chelsea, Man United, Fulham, Sunderland, or somebody did that same thing, that would be considered a foul. Some way, somehow, if
Honestly,
Arsenal do it, it's not a foul. It's play. I remember they played Tottenham and maybe a year or two ago, and Ben White was removing the glove of the goalkeeper. And some way, somehow, that is not considered an infringement for you to call a foul for the corner to be over. And they scored from that.
honestly, Arsenal's corner tactics or whatever it is, I think England is the only country where you get away with these things because in other countries they give way more protection to the keepers. But in
And they don't
England,
get away with it in the
yeah,
Champions League. So they get upset a lot in the Champions League when they get called for fouls because they're like, the referee's biased. Why is that a foul? How is that a foul? Because it's a foul. The referees in England are the ones who are daft and don't take the fouls because for some weird reason it's like if you take the foul right now they are instead of concentrating on the fact that they've lost, they are saying it is 3 lucky goals. Meanwhile, you are the one that scored one tap, one own goal, and one corner kick that you crowded out the keeper, and it came, the ball hits your player, and it hit another player, and then it went in. But somehow it is United that got 3 lucky goals, where 2 of them were from outside the box. Those are lucky. That's who am I? What do I know? I'm not. But I think Carrick looks good. As you said, we will know the value of his coaching when he plays against teams like Fulham, Bournemouth, those kind of teams where they are not really challenging, but they no go they're gonna make you go. Like if you want to win, you have to work for your win. We'll see more from there. But I think so far he's been very impressive. I mean, it does help that he has 1 game a week. I mean, we can't get away from that. The fact that you guys are going to play 40 games this entire season is I don't know what to say.
the
It's
person who put
criminal.
us in that situation, he said it's going to be an advantage for us, but we never saw that advantage under him. If it's
No,
almost-
at the beginning, at the beginning, the thought was that at least you have 1 game a week, maybe with regards to the Premier League, and then when the cup competitions come, you have at most 2 games a week. Then he lost both cup competitions in the first round, and you literally can't play more than 40 games this season, literally, because 2 cup games and 38 Premier League games. That's it. Then your season is ended. So yes, of course, there's that advantage. Carrick has the time on the training pitch. So between now and next week, he has no matches to think about except the Fulham one. Maybe Fulham will go play some Europa or they will go play some cup competition or something. We will tap Carrington, coach. And people don't know this, but the assistant that he brought, the former Chelsea manager,
Steve
what's his
Holland.
name? Steve Holland is a very good coach. Well, not a coach as in like if you put him first team, Yokohama sack him after 4 matches. But as an assistant, as a training pitch manager, coaching the tactics, putting the boys through the drills, he's a very, very good coach. Then times they handle Chelsea set piece. Then he did do the assistant coaching plus set pieces. Then you don't go hire this thing where right everybody want to do
Specialist set piece.
See, Arsenal have
And
hired
also apparently he's a
specialist
very good
throw
defensive
in.
organizer.
Yes. They manage Chelsea on a defensive shape and out of possession play. Then he to the device on our set piece and those kind of things. Then usually the first team managers, first assistant or second assistant or whoever they come with will do maybe the attack in possession play because that one is more varied to the maybe whatever tactics that the manager wants to use. But out of possession, defensive shape, set piece, that was Steve Holland's back. That's why what's his name? Former England manager came to take him when he was going to England. So that's what the job he was also doing for England and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I think he's put together a very good backroom staff. I think it will help him a lot. As for Arsenal, I don't know what to say to say about them. To me, this is how they play every week. You know, this is how they play every week. This is Arsenal. I don't think we've seen anything today that is any different from anything.
Please be specific. This is Arteta's Arsenal.
This is that's what I mean. I mean,
this has never been the Arsenal I've known. This has never been the Arsenal.
No, but you see, whereas I understand where you're coming from. He's been their manager for the past 6 years. So this is Arsenal now. If you're, it's the same way like Chelsea, if you top 25, then it'd be like, say, we know if you see your this, they're not gonna sign you that. No matter how good you are, they will not sign you because
that's your club's philosophy. So that
yeah, right now this is their philosophy. Then go carry some guy be in specialty with throw-ins. Right? I'm not playing. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
they take like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Right now, if you say if to camp, then them all go camp, then they declare to go, they go clean the ball, then they do some things, they go throw up. Well, what do I know?
See,
I mean, I get it. To win, you need to get every squeeze you can from every drop of margin that you can. But bro, maybe coach some attacking play first. You coach the attacking play first. Make we see attacking play, then with the say you the break down teams, you open them up. Then if you add these other things, but if they win the league, it will be such a disgrace because they would have won it off the back of set pieces, and it will annoy me so much. Honestly, because like I can't lie.
I think I saw this stat about the number of set pieces. The thing is, you see, when you say they make it seem like we are saying that all their goals come from set pieces, but the key thing is that most of the goals that they score to go ahead come from set pieces. So after that, and when the other team is forced to open up, that's when they score you from open play. So
whenever they don't score
when they don't score the first goal from set piece,
they draw or lose.
Yes, that's where the issue comes.
Was it last week that they drew? They drew last week, didn't they? Yes, they drew with was it Forest? They drew with Forest. And I saw the Atlanta Tactical saying this, that whenever they are not able to get ahead with their set, because Forest to be very Shondai's team, they can't score set piece against that. you know. So whenever they are not able to open the first goal with a set piece, or sometimes it will be direct set piece. Maybe they will go corner, you go head them out. Then the
second they call action, the Tacticals get a new name for that one. It'll be second phase set piece.
Yeah,
so the first phase we have to deliver the corner. If you head it out and it comes back, that'll be the second phase of the set piece.
So then go either. Sorry,
do you know my problem? Do you know my problem? Like, we've watched the league and we've seen we've watched the league and we've seen how, like, what's the name? The teams that won the league in the past, right? I've never seen them without a single player even score 15 goals. Do you know, like, Madueke, Saka, Odegaard, Goretzka? Yeah, I said Goretzka, Gyökeres. If you combine their goals, it's not even up to 10. Their leading goal scorer is Gyökeres with 7 goals. The rest of the goals is scattered across Moreno and the defenders and Rice and
Gabriel Dentins.
Because only set pieces. Like, it's only it was against was it Spurs that this guy scored a hat-trick, and it wasn't from Eze, right? It was clear open play. How are you going to win the league by scoring more set pieces than open play? You don't have, like, you see the way Haaland, if he scored 20, 30 goals, Salah, if you do that, you go figure some one player way there in the 20s or even close to the 20s. We won the league in was it 08, 09 when Ronaldo had 18 goals. That league was different. Ian, this guy, Anelka, right?
Anelka.
We've seen that. But then again, even with the 18 goals, you had Rooney and Sins chipping in 10, 12, like, this is atrocious. This is like, even the season Leicester won it. Jamie Vardy, Mahrez. Like, you could count on big moment. Like, See, this season, Ankasa, mention 5 memorable games you remember from Arsenal. Right now with the City here, Leicester, you can mention 5. Even 5 killer goals Vardy score. You can even mention the one against Liverpool, the volley. You can mention so many Mahrez against City. You can mention so many games at that time. How? Which kind of poverty league this? Like make Arsenal walking. And I'm so happy we brought it to 4 points. See, I would rather Villa to win the league. I'm telling you. If Pep said win, wait to go, I don't care. But anybody aside Arsenal. Because why are you playing and you don't want to play nice? It's not even about nice football. Like, why are you always relying on set pieces? It makes the game so boring. It's like they are always waiting for it. It makes everything look some. The guy has bought defenders. So me, I know conceding will be hard. But why are you forgetting the other end of the pitch?
He's still buying defenders. If you leave him today, he goes and buy another defender. That striker he buys if he be defender.
Arsenal wins the league and will be one of the worst winners ever. I'm telling you, ever since I started watching EPL. It not be joke, it not be cap. They'll be one of the worst ever. Like, bro, 2011, when we won, said we have Nani in double figures. Chicharito, Nani, Berbatov. Even our team, that team said wasn't that strong. That team wasn't even that strong. We don't feel move on from Sunday, Saka, Mane, and all those things. Frankie goes here and there, all those things. Aguero and all those things to Jokeres 7 goals in January, then lead the league. Your highest goal scorer is 7 with 7 goals. Abba. And that one said the guy not the play always. So imagine.
I think the funniest thing that proves the points you're making is that they might be the first team to win the title where they don't have any attacker being in the running for player of the season. Because if they win the title, all the front runners for player of the season from their end are going to be Declan Rice, Gabriel, like Raya, those people. But none of the attackers will probably be in the running for player of the season. I don't think there's anybody going to be a serious contender. But you can't say that about any previous title winner.
You see, and even if you talk about it, when you talk about it, they will bring Vidic. The season Vidic won it. Go see the number of goals Ronaldo and Tim score. After Ronaldo left, when he won it again, this I'm saying, go see the number of goals Charito, Berbatov, and Nani them even scored that season. This is poverty. Like, this is poverty. No, they don't deserve to be winners at all. I'm telling you, they don't deserve it. And I hate it. Like see the corner. It's like a wrestling match. It's like Royal Rumble. It's not like they are playing corner where, they work the things that, short passes here, play short, do this, or no, they are literally fighting your keeper. Which kind of dirty tactics is this? It's true. What kind of dirty, then they play like the Moroccans in the AFCON. What kind of dirty tactics is this?
Anyway, moving on to another team that has a new manager. Chelsea, also during our break, like I said, fired Enzo Maresca and replaced him with Liam Rosenior. Now, when that happened, a lot of people, including myself, were very amused, to say the least, because when you're talking about big club managers, Rosenior is not exactly the type of person who fits that image. But somehow, he's also managed to have a really good start. I'm still very skeptical about it because naturally, I just don't see it with him. Me, I don't go lie. I judge a book by its cover, and the cover they look very good to me. So at the moment, they've had a good start. I can't deny it, but in fact, of all the results they've had so far, beating Crystal Palace away to today was a very it was a huge statement of intent because everybody knows that Crystal Palace are one of the toughest teams to beat at Selhurst Park. So, Van Gelder, how do you feel about, first of all, this appointment and how he started life at Chelsea?
I'm not enthused about the appointment. I can't lie. He doesn't fill me with any confidence. Look, Maresca had his troubles and he had his problems and he had his injuries, but at some point, as a club, you have to sit down and say, we value more stability, knowledge, know-how, and whatnot over all this constant change and today you then the manager. If you then every manager you get different types of managers with different personalities, all of them you then them fall out. Then it can't be the managers. Do you get what I mean? And in Chelsea, it's like the wrong people are empowered. So those hideous swings that be sporting directors, them people they don't talk to the fans, they don't do any interviews, they don't do anything. If you hear say some player be there, he be young, where in club they ask for maybe 60 million. Let me give you an example. And here Chelsea are negotiating. Oh, massa, forget. They know we'll go take that player. They will tell we later. It is the same thing that's happened. They told Maresca they didn't want to sign a centre back. Some way, somehow, when Rosenior came in, oh yeah, we need a centre back. So they wanted to sign Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes. By all accounts, he's a fantastic footballer. And he's really, really good. Like people rate him very highly. His on the ball stuff, off the ball, in the air, strong matrices as a defender. Then Rennes said they want more than Man City paid for Doku, which means that they want a record transfer fee. That's when I knew we won't sign that boy. Maybe we will end up signing today. We've got to recall some of our centre back from the one we gave to the Argentinian we bought and we gave to boy Dortmund. We've recalled him.
Are
For the
you
rumors,
recording now?
yeah, and Salmino. We've recalled and
Then
Salmino.
they can't worry Dortmund because he's been in incredible form for Dortmund this season.
It's not a player. It's not a fault. They should find their own player. I be we with the it be them a player. It be your player. It be we want a player. I think that actually there's a rumor going around in Chelsea circles that what they are going to do is that they'll try to get the negotiations for Jacquet done, but to have him come in the summer where they can kind of stretch their books a bit more and whatever. Then they will bring Anselmino back, bring Mamadou Sarr back from Strasbourg, and give Strasbourg Anselmino. Strasbourg's fans are already angry at us because we've stolen their coach. Now, no, again, Mamadou Sarr is a Chelsea player. He's on loan at Strasbourg. He's Strasbourg's starting centre back. He knows Rosenio's system. So, in my mind, it makes sense. Bring him back, let him play, so that Rosenior can implement. Because again, unlike Carrick, who has every week to himself, we are playing again on Wednesday or whatever. We are going to Napoli. We are going to Naples to play Napoli. We come back now, we go play the weekend. We come after that now, we then Arsenal. So he doesn't have enough time on training pitch. So the more tools he's already used before, that can help him implement his tactics on the pitch. The better it is. Whether that will work or not, I don't know.
My only question I have is that Anselmino is playing for Dortmund. Dortmund at the moment, they are second on the Bundesliga table. They are playing in the Champions League. So in terms of quality, in terms of high level quality, wouldn't Anselmino be more prepared to fit into a Chelsea team than Mamadou Sarr?
Mamadou Sarr is the better defender, unfortunately. That is just the truth. He would have played, but because I remember we signed him right before the Club World Cup. He went to the Club World Cup with Chelsea, and then he saw pity minutes. If that was one thing about Maresca I didn't really like. If Maresca doesn't like you as a player, maybe because you are not the person he's asked for or whatever, he will really treat you badly, and he will treat you like you're not a human being.
He's petty.
And he's petty, so he won't play you. That's what he's done to. Yes, Disasi is no good, and the club wants him off the books. But at least you don't have to banish him to go and play with under 21. Like, you don't have to banish. I don't like Sterling. I don't want him in the club. In fact, he's the reason why our wages are so high. He has a £350,000 a week contract that he got when the Bully Dems came initially. And he doesn't want to go anywhere. There were bids for him from across Europe. And it is prerogative. He won't go. And if he won't go, he has a contract. So you have to pay. So they don't let him train at Cobham. He comes in after everybody, including women's team, have finished training. So he trains after 8 p.m. So they are making his life unbearable so that he doesn't stay back. But that football is a human institution. And these are some of the things you might feel like, oh, there's a class prerogative. But you see, if a club wants a player out, see the thing that they take do him. If a player wants to leave and he goes on strike, then we vex. Say, how dare you? If we go. You see, this is the kind of things where if we double standards, where they bomb me. You see. But for Rosenior, I feel like he's a poor man's Maresca. I rate Maresca's tactical nuance highly. I think he's really on his way to the top. He has his naiveties, and it will take some time for him to iron those ones out. But he would. I have no doubt in my mind he will be a better manager, for instance, than Arteta. Tactically, he will be a better manager than Arteta. The problem is that this Rosenior guy, this guy, he won't do the things where elite managers do, them positional play, then things. But he not get that if something they happen, the sense go fit change them quick. Then I don't know. I don't trust him. For me, for him to win me over, he has a lot of work to do, honestly. And I've not been impressed in his first 4 games. I think the most impressive match he's had so far is today. Even today, cry the first 30 minutes, there you know easy like that, Charlie. But maybe it will come as he plays, other players adapt to his style of play, as they learn what he wants. Crack what? What is it?
What if you are the bad luck?
It go be say we will be the bad
What
luck.
what if Chelsea fans are the bad luck? Because the way how would I even put it? Collectively, they all don't like the guy. I have a feeling the guy will turn up well. The guy will turn out well.
And let me tell
Like,
you what,
because
Chelsea fans.
what they don't understand is the guy is a yes man. In as much as he's a yes man, he's a coach. They brought him in not to come and challenge the board and things. But I always say that Chelsea strategy of buying good young players, it will benefit them in the long run. They just need good defenders. I've always said this. That's their only problem. They just need good defenders and a good keeper. That is their only problem.
Even
this
the goalkeeper,
guy,
even the goalkeeper chef right now, Chelsea fans want to mind the change because this season, I don't lie you, if it don't be Sanchez, like where
that
we
be
did,
true though. But
like he's had one bozo match the whole season,
you see,
and it was that game against Arsenal.
The reason why I think you need a good keeper is like you know quality of a team can mask a keeper's performance, right? Sanchez's bozo jeans always comes when you guys need him the most. Haven't you studied? Like when Chelsea is trending upwards, that's when he will go and do some
He
foolish
full fucking
thing. And like
like
he'll go and do
this.
some foolish thing, and then you guys will be panicking and all of those things. Like, if you had a good team, like your John Terry team, the Lampard team, and those strong team, and you have a bozo keeper, the quality can sometimes Charlie, and then they'll control the keeper, but you don't have a
Case in
leader at the
point,
back.
Onana in Inter Milan.
His flaws was marked by the team. Do you get it? Sometimes it happens like that. So I think the mere fact that Chelsea fans don't like the guy, I just believe he'll do well. I don't know. For some reason, I have some
let me tell you,
inclination that he will do well.
Chelsea fans don't like him, not because he's a bad person. They think even as for his tactical, he's not coached long enough for us to really know whether he's good tactically or not. They don't like him because they don't like the board or the ownership group and the board and everybody. So anybody that they see who gets along, when Maresca came, they didn't like him. Maresca, by winning 2 trophies, then brought Chelsea fans onto his side. Do you get what I mean? They started liking him after the Club World Cup. They're like, you know what? Maybe you are good. Now we like you. And then they started attacking he said he the one defender. Why not the one by give him? He said the one defender. Why not the one? So every time we were not doing well, even if it was Maresca's coaching naiveties coming through, the Chelsea fans will mask it and say, he asked for a defender, you didn't give him, then we have to play Badiashile, we have to play Tosin. Right now, the problem with Tosin, every time Tosin they play, they get problem for back. Do you get what I mean? So Chelsea fans, they search scapegoats. And this time, unfortunately, the scapegoat has landed on Liam's front. And they are like, he's doing too many interviews. If they make them, they get Amorim PTSD. So make you stop to do the interviews. Where he's has to be Englishman. He has to be black. Like many, many things they contribute where they don't like him. I don't hate him. I just think, I'm just looking at him objectively. I don't know enough about you tactically. And I can't lie and say I watched enough Strasbourg to say, oh, I saw this. I didn't watch. So I don't know what I'm getting. With Maresca, I knew what I was getting. In big games, we'll be competitive. In the mid-table matches, it's a 50-50 toss-up. I don't know. Now he's beating Palace. He's lost to Arsenal. The biggest game he's had since he came in, he lost. The performance wasn't great. The tactics on the day, like Arsenal, they didn't struggle. But again, there were two errors by Robert Sanchez. So you can't really tell. So let's see. I want to see what he does when we play against Napoli, for instance, in midweek. And then next week when we play Premier League. And then when we play Arsenal second leg at the Emirates. Is he brave? What's gonna happen? Like again, there's too many happening around the club. Are they going to if they want to bring Mamadou Sarr, we call him today and then have the discussion and send Anselmino to Strasbourg. What be name? Strasbourg are okay. They've given them a good manager in what's his name? Oh, this former Wolves, my coach.
Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, good manager. He's won 2 in 2. He's happy. The first game he won 5-1 or 5-0 or whatever. Second game 2-0. He beats local derby. He won. So I think they are currently playing his third match. They are good. He'll be fine. You get what I mean? I just don't know where we are at.
But are you not concerned about your whole this whole project that you're doing? Because I know you guys have said, like earlier, Krak was saying that this Chelsea strategy of buying young players and everything is going to work and everything. But I'm not exactly sure that I agree. And I'm not even sure that the aim of this project is even to have a successful team. Because for me, looking at it, I think the priority of the project is to farm players
that's true.
and sell. True. And then if along the way you manage to win trophies, that's a bonus. But the winning trophies aspect is not the priority. Because if I even look at the Rosenior appointments, for example, like if I'm looking at the type of managers Chelsea have hired in the past, and I look at the trajectory of managers you're hiring now, it feels like the level of managers keeps dropping and dropping. Because if you're looking to hire a manager who is going to win things, you would hire someone who has a track record of winning. At the very least, Maresca, you can make an excuse because it's like people who have worked with Pep at the moment are like hot commodities. Because everybody just thinks that they bring some piece of Pep in coaching to your team. And also, Maresca has also gotten Leicester promoted here.
Let me explain something to you. You see, the problem is that they want to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, they are a hedge fund. I used to disagree with people a lot about this strategy thing when it was Todd Bowley that was in charge. For Todd Bowley, he's not a hedge fund. Well, he owns a hedge fund, but it's not his hedge fund that bought it. It is him personally that bought it. So
he's more of a sports
person.
He owns LA Dodgers, who are very successful.
He owns Dodgers. He also owns Lakers now. So if it was Todd Bowley that had majority shareholding, that was running the club on a day-to-day, or at least
you think you don't get it.
No, I'm coming.
This owner, okay, they're finished.
I'm coming. So if it was Todd Bowley, I wouldn't doubt that his ambitions will be more towards football and less through financial. But Alec Bali is a businessman. And I think a lot of Chelsea fans agree. Look, and he's brought cutthroat business way of doing things into managing a football club. He wants things done his way. The problem is he doesn't have enough experience running or owning any football franchise. You have used the money from Clearly Capital, who have shareholders, to buy Chelsea. That contribution, the shareholders of any hedge fund expect returns. Now, my biggest problem with him is he doesn't see that all your commercial ambitions, wanting to be big commercially, getting big commercial contracts and all those things, lie really in the football world, lie really with the performance of your team on the pitch. There should be, I get it. You want to buy the best in class young players, develop them in-house, have them grow and get the experience together, and then win trophies as they go along. I don't dispute. Great strategy. But I know as you are doing that, there must be also a bit of consideration for the now, for the today. So having one or two players that are above 20, like for instance, Semenyo is a South London. He's not born too far away from Chelsea. Literally. South London born or West London born kid who is now on Bournemouth up in the market to move and basically says, I don't want to go Chelsea. That's like hearing somebody that was born in Manchester say, I don't want to play for Man United. It pays. It like think about what our left hand side would look like if it wasn't Gittins or Garnacho, but Semenyo there. And look, and Garnacho has not been even that bad since he came in. He has like 7 goal involvements or 8 goal involvement or whatever. He's not been that bad. He has good returns, but there are players that will elevate our team more. And sometimes all you need is to sign such a player. 1 or 2 experienced heads just to calm things down when it gets frantic. You know, when the center back has made a mistake and maybe the goalkeeper has bailed him out. Somebody that will just tell everybody, calm down. Let's just do what the manager said. Pass it, take care of the ball. You know, just help the team along. We've not said fill the team with 28-year-olds. 1 or 2 will not hurt the team. But they don't seem to, if you chop 26, like if them see your file now, then they would auto delete. Then set AI, it will delete your folder. They don't go even scout yourself. And that is where, and for me, I'm just a bit worried because we are going into the 4th year without a front of the shirt sponsor. Like you can say everything.
What's the reason for that? Because I was thinking about
so
that.
So they want big money. The truth is they want big money. They've been getting offers around 30-40 million. And truthfully, that does not befit a club like Chelsea. You want to be front of the shirt sponsor of Chelsea, if 40 million a year they can't put down for 5 years.
If you go to the market and the market say that be what they will give you, the market they tell you what's your value.
So that is why they will not. So they will rather not sign.
But
and
the logic of that is very interesting to me because like you've missed out on shared sponsorship money for 4 years just to hold out for a big offer. So, but like there's money being lost right now.
To be honest,
the money you're losing. It's not like I'm going to eventually get an offer of 200 million a year.
We did, lucky. Let me put it this way: we did get an offer from Paramount, and then the league blocked it because Paramount was about to be like they got the rights to the Premier League or somebody like that.
Some conflict of interest.
So they blocked that move. But we had a deal in principle. Then we had we were about to sign with Oracle. Then I don't know what happened with that too. It just like 2 months ago, it was really hot. Like we are days away from an agreement, and now it just when we won the Club World Cup, it enhanced the image of the club, especially in America. So there were a lot of American companies that really wanted to invest. But the question is, would they have 400 million or whatever it is that the owners want over the next long-term period? Or so they say they are doing a lot of things commercially, but we are not signing a lot of high value. Like we have the least match day receipts when it comes to all the big six because we have the smallest stadium. They wanted to move Chelsea. The pitch owners say no. The council say no. They wanted to move us to Elscott, which is maybe 1 mile from Stamford Bridge. They said no. Something so now some consortium has bought it and they're going to develop it into houses and whatever. So there are so many things on the commercial front that's not going well. Well, from a fan's perspective, our books don't look balanced. Every summer we are looking, okay, we have to sell this, we have to sell that, and we don't want that. You don't have to buy every youngster right now. They say we sign some 16-year-old, we go sign some 17-year-old, we go sign some 14-year-old. Somebody them they born them next week. So if we get, we go sign them. But it's just I don't get this. I can't see the head and tail of it. Has it yielded some results? Yes, we've won 2 trophies. One of the trophies, we damn right had to win it. We had £1 billion squad playing in the Conference League. If we didn't win it, it would have been more of a.
It was yours to lose. Like
it was ours to lose. The club winning the Club World Cup was more of a statement than most people like to accept it to be. But as a Chelsea fan, I understand fully. That is what the level of Chelsea Football Club is. Where we come up against the best of the best, we should be winning those trophies. So we should be able to win the Champions League this year, or at the very least going deep, minimum semi-final. Do you see what I mean? Like the domestic cups. Like if you don't be this bang bang play, we go play. I had no doubt we would have beaten Arsenal at Stamford Bridge and tried to work out a draw at Emirates. But now we go there trailing 3-2. Whether we'll be able to overcome them, well, you have shown us that it's not impossible to win at the Emirates. So we'll see what's going to happen. But there are so many bits and bobs that is taking place that I just feel like, yes, you want the club to be successful, but you're not moving like somebody that you want the club to be successful. I get it. I know they want the club to be successful. I have no doubt about their ambition. But sometimes your actions and your ambition are so contrary to each other. It makes us wonder if your ambition is even true. Do you get what I mean? But
So, you see, here's the thing: when you talk about the ambition and everything, again, back to the Rosenior appointments, because for me, that's not
as for
maybe
that one, let
because
me tell you, they
it's
fell out.
because they know him from Strasbourg. It make like departmental transfer or whatever. But
Yes,
like
you see,
I just
let me just
can't
add this.
see it
Sorry,
as
I
an
just remembered.
ambitious move.
As I see you made a comment about the coaches. You see, hiring a top coach that wins also means surrendering some of the power that these sporting directors and analysts and people have. Do you know right now in Chelsea Football Club, when Maresca left and we found out that when it comes to minutes of players, load and things, it's not decided by the coach. It's decided by the medical department. So the medical department says that Kopama can only play 10 minutes. It's up to you. You can start him, you can bring him in the second half, but the 10 minutes there, that is all he will play. If you override them and play more than that, you will have problems. And those are some of the problems they had with Maresca, where he felt, I've won a trophy, 2 trophies, so I deserve more power in this club. I deserve more say in how things are done. And you can't come and tell me that some bloke who is a physiotherapist or whatever should be telling me, or a sports scientist should be telling me which players I have available for which game and which players I don't. Do you see? And that conflict, Maresca, again, he went to have Jorge Mendes he joined Jorge Mendes's what do you call it? His company, his agency, and he told them, Maza, I have Juventus are knocking on the door. Man City are talking to me about taking over after Pep. So if you want me to stay, give me an improved contract and let's. I want this whole medical thing. And then Chelsea got angry and they said no, we won't give you. So he left. That is I rate it. Manager who stands on business. If you want to, but Rosenior, they had been doing that in Strasbourg. He already knows that the medical team has the final say. So he can pull a squad today. Like today, he played with James right back. Esteva played. I will not be shocked if we go Napoli and Esteva doesn't play, because medical team go tell him say the load be too much.
You see, but everything you're saying, for me, it even proves my points, because if you are trying to win on a sporting level and you have decisions being taken by non-sporting people and you're prioritizing non-sporting uh, things, like for me, it doesn't suggest that you're necessarily trying to win. It just means that like you're trying to balance everything, or even the balance tilts more towards the business side of things than the sporting side of things. Because again, if you are trying to win, you have winners. And for me, like I'll say, if me, one of the reasons why I always say that if I'm hiring a manager for Man United, the priority is that it's either you're a proven winner, you've managed a big club before, so that you at least know how to manage big club expectations and big club pressure, or at the very least, you are a club legend, because a club legend has already experienced the big club pressure, at least as a player. And the fans would also be more willing to give you some form of grace, as opposed to if you are just maybe a Rosenior who is just coming as an unknown entity. You don't really have the track record to prove that whatever it is you're trying to do is going to work. So those are the things that I look out for. If you are not a proven winner, at the very least, for me, if you're a club legend, it can make up for the other things because it just gives you more allowance from the fans. So if you don't tick any of those boxes, then it's very hard for me to see. Uh, it's very hard for me to see it as an ambitious move to hire you because it just seems like you're just hiring somebody who is just there, like Crack is saying, to be a yes man and just
Well,
keep the ship
me, I
going.
believe every coach is a yes man, but everybody has degrees to it. Because everybody where they work for somebody. If your boss tell you say today I won't make you go site, you go tell him say you don't go, you go.
See,
So everybody is a yes man to a point. But you see, at the end of the day, they want ultimate yes men. They say they want coaches that can collaborate within the setup. Chelsea believe they believe they have the right environment and the right people in the right areas who will 100% help the club move forward. So right now, all they need is somebody that will coach and listen to the advice of the analysts and the how do they call them medical department. If they say Kupama no will play, then Kupama doesn't even come. So today he's been told he can't play, so he doesn't even make match day squad. They leave him back at home. He's recuperating. If Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, they say Napoli resumes no if he play because he played 65 minutes today, then resumes no go play. Go day bench or go. Then we go so you go do a match so everybody be fit then good and you will get I don't know how that works, but yeah, it's just like yeah, there are sporting ambition. They believe the collaborative effort will bring you the sporting success that they are looking for. So when everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, coaches are coaching and developing players, listening to medical advice from medical team and adhering to it. Medical team have the ultimate say about which player plays based on their whatever models or whatever thing. I've never heard of any big club operates like that before, but like this is where we are, right? This is who Chelsea Football Club is now. I don't know. As US go invade Venezuela, like Africa say, British government who can't tell Americans say make them sell the club, but who do I know? Who do I know? What do I know?
So anyway, bringing things back home to Africa. Like I said earlier, we missed the entire AFCON tournament, unfortunately. But not to go too much into the tournament, but just to talk about the drama that happened at the final. We saw something that was probably unprecedented in any final that we've ever seen in our lives when the Senegalese coach ordered his players to walk off the pitch because he felt like they were receiving unfair treatment from the referee, particularly after they disallowed a goal, which to everybody looked like was a valid goal. Like, honestly, the foul that the referee claimed there was, it just wasn't. It's I don't know what was going on. And then in the end, too, they gave Morocco a penalty, and everybody knows the story of that. Me, I just want to find out from you guys. Obviously, the tournament has ended, the discussions have happened and everything, but particularly on the whole situation of the Senegal coach ordering the players to walk off the pitch. How do you feel about that? Do you think it was the right thing to do? Let me start with Crack.
um, I've seen European teams do same. I've seen Messi do it. I've seen Ronaldo do it. I've seen teams do it in Europe. I hate the fact that they are making it look like it's an African team. It's an African team, and I hate it. Yes, it went on for a while. It's the final. The stakes are different, and all those. But I've seen it happen. I've seen Ronaldo remove his handband, smash it, and go like, "Don't play again." I've seen Messi do it against Brazil. Like, it's not me. In psychological warfare, what you have to do to gain competitive advantage, do it. If it means walking, coming back, do it. Truth be told, me, I wasn't happy because it didn't have to get to that. The referee was a sham. The whole tournament was planned for host and win. Like you could see it. Yes, we banter Nigeria and all those things, but there were 50-50 balls that were going to Morocco from the Ghanaian referee. If you talk about it, if you talk about here, banter, you talk here. 50-50 balls were going to Morocco. Yes, penalties. Nigeria, do your job. So I'm not going to talk so much about the game. But then the Senegal game, even watching the match, it felt as if after halftime, the referee was spoken to. Because the first half was a good game where he was like refereeing it well. All of a sudden, the second half, he switches. That goal, that Hakimi, like first and foremost, Hakimi wasn't looking at the ball. Hakimi was facing the player. That's a wrong position to take. Anything that happens is going to be Hakimi fouling the player. And to take such a soft foul, and for VAR not to even review it, that's criminal. Yes, the Moroccan penalty was a penalty. It was a penalty in any day. That is a penalty. But you cannot disallow that and take this. That's the problem. From you beating Senegal fans, maltreating them, maltreating the players, frustrating them, where they sleep, not allowing them to train, a whole lot of things. This is a tournament that has global accolades that we cherish. That's the pride of African football. And you are deploying such tactics, taking towel away because some people believe there's voodoo. What's nonsense? Keeper's towel, it was raining that day. Towel that he used to clean his face. You look at all this nonsense they were doing. I'm not in support of what they did, but I understand why they did that. Because it's deeper than that, because you can't be conditioned, and it happens a lot in Africa. It's like you are conditioned to accept mediocrity, you are conditioned to accept cheating, and you can't challenge the power. Once you challenge the power, hey, you are disrespectful, you are this, you are this. But when foreigners do it, they go like, yes, that's his culture. They don't do that, they don't stand for this. But when we do it, you are bringing shame, you are disrespecting, you are ruining this. Why? Why can't I stand up? And we see it in our politics. We see it. That's why we have foolish, useless leaders in Africa. We have a culture of not allowing people to speak up. So Senegal doing that, it goes beyond football. I'm telling you, that thing they did over there, it goes beyond just that final match. Because everybody, so the whole of West Africa was supporting Senegal. Just West Africa, the whole of Africa. Because they saw it in a game against Cameroon. Once again, the Ghanaian referee was in the VAR booth. Cameroon, Nigeria, Senegal. Come on. It was so obvious that they wanted to hand the trophy over to Morocco. Do you not organize a brilliant tournament? Absolutely. Because the stadium, top class stadiums, top class countries. I mean, the support was massive when they are playing. It was aesthetically pleasing when you are watching. Like, I go like, oh wow, this can actually like battle the European game in the World Cup. Like, you even say that Morocco can actually host the World Cup, and they can. But we show the bad side of Africa by showing that our referees are not ready. That's what people don't understand, that that's what we did. We showed that our referees are not ready. When we are complaining about these things, it's not just about the country you are coming from. Africa always has to be united. We always have to be united. And when we are putting ourselves out there, we should put the best product out there. So I don't blame Senegal for what they did. As I said, I don't support it because this thing might come with sanctions and all of this. But I understand why they did that. And 9 out of 10, if they do it, I will still understand it. Because we also saw the sham of a game this referee was refereeing that day. It was criminal. That's a FIFA approved referee. This guy. Go and check all, like, the last game he ref was, I think the Moroccan, like, prior to this, I didn't ref any game before. The last game he ref was a Rubu. I saw some rumors they were saying that he was married to a Moroccan. I remember those things can come. right? All those things can happen. I say he stays in Morocco, married to a Morocco. I don't believe those things. But come on, come on, like. And I hate the fact that people are trying to shit on AFCON because of that final, forgetting that we see them do it all the time. Like we see Europeans do it and it's okay. But it's hard time we need to fix our home and fix ourselves because we showed a brilliant AFCON and we nearly made it with cheating. So that's what I have to say.
Gelder, how do you feel about the whole situation?
I think it's very unfortunate, just as Cracker said. It marked the end of a very. To be honest, I didn't think this AFCON was better than the one we watched in Ivory Coast. Just maybe it was just I thought the one in Ivory Coast had more jeopardy. Like the smaller teams were more up for it, and they were like really, really going at the how do you call it the bigger teams, and there was a lot more chaos, and I like that more. But it was very obvious, and I mean, for someone like for referee Laye, who is probably Ghana's best referee, it's unfortunate for him to find himself in such a situation, right? That I don't know. I wouldn't say that the Moroccan officials got to him, but I feel it was more so the crowd, like refereeing in such a huge stadium with so many huge and having those crack you can do your face all you want, but I just no think about it. We as you the guy the last AFCON way some referee end the game like 5 minutes before time. It was the crowd get to make it end. He said, hey, time not finished. Sorry. So it happens. And I feel like that is, but even with the organization of the AFCON, why is it that every other team has to travel around the country, but Morocco played in one stadium, in one city, from start to finish? Why? Why? They could have also, it's their own country. They could have traveled about Rabat,
No.
Casablanca.
But when we hosted in 2008, didn't we play all our games in Accra Sports Stadium?
Did we?
I
Yeah.
think the whole idea of that thing is that the stadiums are already set before the game. So, for example, if
Yeah.
maybe somehow Morocco finishes second in their group, then that's when they would have had to go somewhere else because that other
Mm.
quarterfinal or round of 16 game would have been scheduled for another venue. But as long as you keep winning, you are going to stay in the same stadium. That's just the
Well,
whole idea.
fair point. But again, my point still remains. It just, as Cracker said, it just felt like they just wanted Morocco to win. Morocco has won under 21. They've won women's one. They've won this. They've won that. So the one that they've not won is the men's AFCON. So it's like we have to win it for them. And Senegal scores a perfectly good goal. Then they say it's a foul. Then they give a dubious penalty. Then thankfully, Brian Diaz is stupid enough to try to panenka the keeper. And then justice is served. Whether I agree, Crack, that there might be some sanctions that come Senegal's way, which then means that maybe even their performance at the World Cup is affected. I don't know how that's gonna go because they can decide that FIFA can decide that the coach is banned for a year, half of the players are banned for. Then Senegal must put together a whole new team to go to the World Cup with a new coach or something like that. I don't know how that's gonna pan out, but that incident is perfectly understandable. I think it would have maybe one can argue that maybe in Europe it might not happen if players feel like they've been even if they've been wrongfully done by. But South America definitely would have happened if it was Argentina playing against Brazil or something, and then they felt like the Masa, we are walking off. Oh yeah, Otilo, let's go. Do you get it? So it's just
But
unfortunate.
Vangada, let me draw your
Mm-hmm,
attention to something.
mm-hmm.
I saw a tweet today that the Nigerians, their third place, this one, they didn't give it to them their
The
medals.
medal.
Uh,
Why?
That is,
as
and
in,
it's true.
as in, then forget it, they will give you what
Be like
When after the finals, the third place
players
the
comes
come
medal.
for
to
their
take
Yeah.
their
bronze.
medal. Did
Ah,
I
you
don't
see it?
remember seeing them.
yeah. Actually,
No.
that's
So I
true. I
was
didn't
like,
remember seeing
I
them
was
come.
like, I was like, ah. So when I saw it, you see that Arabian commentator when they were. So I went on his timeline and I was translating some of his tweets, and he was very critical of what was going on. And he said, and I was like, so I went back to go and check, and it's true.
Maybe they ship them, give them. They
So
ship
that's
them
what I'm saying.
without
That
good.
guy, no, the whole thing, and they were focusing on Morocco. The whole
Yes.
thing, they were focusing on Morocco. Everything was in shambles. Like they were focusing on Morocco. They didn't even think they'll be second. Everything was planned.
Me, I'll just go a bit against what you guys are saying. Like, I understand the whole frustration of believing that you're cheated and all of that, but for the purposes of preventing this from becoming a regular occurrence, I think FIFA needs to come down hard on them. Whether it's FIFA or CAF, they need to come down hard on them, because if you allow this to happen, it's just going to open up a whole new kind of worms that you can never put back in. Every time anybody feels like they are cheated, and that's the problem. This time, Senegal was cheated, yes, and we could all see that they were cheated. But another time, a team is going to believe that they were cheated. It doesn't mean that they were actually cheated, but as long as they believe that they were cheated, they are going to feel like they also have the right to do this. And that's where the problem comes. So if they want to prevent this thing from becoming a regular occurrence, because Africa, they will know how to take things to the next level, you need to come down hard on them. Like the coach in particular, for the fact that he's the one who ordered his players to leave the pitch. Him there, I'll be very surprised if he's available for the World Cup, because I don't know how many competitive games they have to play between now and the World Cup. But if he's going to be given any reasonable punishment, at the very least, he foresees on 5 games or 6 games or something, and which would put him probably out of the World Cup. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's why I don't know how many competitive games will be played between now and then. The players, I don't know how.
Do they count? Do they count? How do they call them? Say, do they count friendlies as competitive matches?
No.
Because if they do, like if I'm in Senegal, I just go arrange some quick 5.
Even if that one was going to happen, the friendlies have to fall within FIFA approved windows. But because remember, like, was it like Kinston who missed the World Cup because he had a 3-game suspension or somebody like that? So yeah, he, like the coach, at the very minimum, he foresees on 5 games or something, just for the fact that he's the one who called his players off the pitch. The players is where that one it becomes more dicey, because what are you going to do? Are you going to ban the whole team? That one, I think that maybe a fine will suffice or something. But the coach is the easiest person to ban. That one, just like something has to happen for that one. But yes, we can all agree that the refereeing throughout the tournament, it made it clear that there was a plan in place for Morocco to win the tournament. Now, I don't think anybody can deny that. But just for the purposes, sometimes life will not be fair like that. It make like if referee make a wrong decision, player show dissent, he go throw the ball in frustration, the player they collect yellow card, even though the referee truly make mistake. Sometimes it's just for the purposes of not making it become a regular occurrence. So yeah, in the end, justice prevailed in the bigger picture because Senegal won the tournament. We are all happy. Everybody was supporting Senegal. And Mane gets to, I think Mane, this was his last AFCON. So he cements his place as arguably, like, right now, there's an argument being made for him to be the greatest African player of all time. I still don't know where I stand on that one. But, I mean, like right now, on top of him winning
serious, he's a serious talk and do. That be all I know.
Yeah,
if he talk him,
what I would say is that the whole situation of him being the only person staying on the pitch and then pulling his teammates out back onto the pitch, it has added to his legacy a bit, because the Europeans, they've really bought into that whole thing. Like they have seen this, like Mane is this like freedom fighter figure. Like if you listen to all the podcasts with the Europeans talking about him, like my mind busts in that whole situation, because it's just boosted his image in their eyes in terms of his leadership and everything. So yeah, like I feel like even though this whole thing to some extent it marred the ending of the tournament, I think there are some positives to take out of it, and that is definitely one of them. So we've come to the end of this episode. Before I end things, let me just give a shout out to Jesse Reese. His handle on his account is logged on Twitter, Mom.
Hey, make I tell you, it's Dr. Jesse. That be my boy with that.
Okay.
Doctor.
Dr. Jesse Reese.
Yeah.
His Twitter is logged, so not many people would probably come across his account at any point. But if you are looking for people who are part of the reason why we've come out of our long break, he's one of the reasons, because he's been one of the people who they harass me for the comments inside in our mentions on Twitter. And I mean, he's not the only one. There are a number of people who have done that, and it's understandable because we've been away for a long time. But his one is the one that's really triggered us to come back. So yeah, shout outs to Jesse Reese. Like, we are going to try and be more consistent, because it looks like this year it started with a bang with all the huge footballing news that has just been hitting us back to back to back. I was even hoping we could discuss the whole Xabi Alonso situation and all the other big
Killer, them
news.
sack him.
There's been so much news to cover, like, in this time that we've gone on break, but hopefully, like, we'll touch on everything as the weeks go by. So Charlie, if you haven't done this already, follow our social media pages: Twitter, Instagram, ATW Podcast GCR, TikTok, After the Whistle. Subscribe to the YouTube. We beg you, ask you the talk, say make we come back. Go subscribe to the YouTube. So say we go chop the money some. Today I see what's this guy's name? This UK KSI's YouTube revenue. The guy is making $100,000 a month just from YouTube.
Charlie, them people they don't do 9 to 5, but then they do 24/7.
Some of us, we just want like 5% of that. We just want 5%. That be all.
Make me take shots, people.
Just take short
One, two, me.
That be all. So yes, please just subscribe to the YouTube. Share the links when you watch the YouTube. Leave comments. All those things help to the episode to be recommended to other people. But if YouTube is too much of a hassle for you, we still have the Apple, we still have the Spotify, we still have Amazon. Anywhere you go find podcasts, we did there. So yeah. Once again, Charlie, guys, thank you. Hopefully, next few episodes we will have more of the other guys coming back. So see, to them also will come share them my thoughts, because Fred, Liverpool they kill him. So I'm sure he has a lot to say. So,
slot ball and the slot ball.
So anyway, ATW dominates the conversation.